name is Meg Leader, and I'm coming to you from Ottawa, the capital of Canada, to bring you Trend Talk Spring 2022. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Spring 2022 Trend Talk coming at ya. Welcome back to Past, Present, Couture, and welcome to the first ever installment of the Trend Talk. So today I am reporting to you from a very snowy Ottawa, Ontario. We're going to be getting right into the things that you need in your closet in spring 2022. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Yes, I am using a lint roller as a microphone. I think something that is very important to bring up straight away in this spring 2022 Trend Talk is that Y2K fashion is gonna come back full force. Okay, maybe not full force, there will be some modifications done to it, but I would like to relive some of the glory days. Now, I myself, as an adolescent girl, grew up with these fashion trends. Things like the extreme low-rise pants. Yes, I did used to make fun of my mother for wearing high jeans, and now look at me. The low-ride pant was usually accompanied by a crop top of some sorts. It was worn by the likes of all of the members of Destiny's Child. Paris Hilton, can't forget the trend setting that she did for Y2K fashion. Mariah Carey, as well as Christina Aguilera. This list goes on and on and on. And what can I say? Folks, if I'm not being too transparent, I don't miss this fashion. We also cannot forget the fact that we used to wear jeans under our dresses. This is completely unforgivable. Please never come back. Thank you. This revival has slowly been making its way back in since 2019, people. I am sorry to report. We have seen celebrities on the Met Gala, such as Hailey Bieber rocking a whale tail, even in 2019, trying to get the decade started in Y2K fashion. Also, we cannot forget the impact that Euphoria has had on teenagers as well as young adults. There have been a lot of Y2K influences in that show, and the fashion has been highly sought after. We can see Alexa Demi here in that purple number, the infamous purple number from season 1. The cutout jeans, they're low ride, they're not, they're high rise, we don't know. She's bringing it back though. The low-ride pant is back on the runway, people, in spring 2022. We can see it on the runways of Versace and Tom Ford, just to name a few. Now, personally, I will not be partaking in this trend. However, there are iterations of this look that I am a little bit more excited for. For example, Chanel did this really cool cutout look that I guess could be considered a whale tail as well. However, the way that it still appears to sit on the right part of the hip, I'm excited for. I would buy into that trend. What do you think? Another huge part of the Y2K fashion that is back full force is butterfly crop tops. Now, Mariah Carey has been seen wearing this look back in the early 2000s, and we have seen a near replica on the Blue Marine runway. And we cannot forget that Dua Lipa is also popping off with her butterfly trends in her dresses as well as shirts. Now, we have to look to celebrities that have a huge impact on teenagers, and I would say Dua Lipa is one of the hottest celebrities right now that teens are looking for to get influence for their own styles. We could go forever and look into all the questionable fashion trends of Y2K, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Now, let's move on to the fringe. This is something that I personally am very, very excited for, and I think most of us should be because it has proven to be a timeless fashion piece. So we can have fringe on our jackets, we can have it on our skirts, we can have it on our purses, our shoes, are everywhere. Fringe is everywhere. It is kind of eternal. If we look back into history, we can see it as early as the Mesopotamia era. But let's go and do a little bit of a dive into more modern fashion. Here we can see Cher in her always infamous fringe looks. There was also the Bob Mackie look that Cher and Tina Turner both wore, which is iconic. Bob Mackie and his fringe is iconic. I would love to own one of these pieces personally. And we cannot forget the king of rock and roll. Can I do this? And we can't forget about the king of rock and roll, Mr. Elvis Presley himself, and his amazing fringe jackets. I do suggest that this trend maybe is a little bit too abrasive for you, a little bit too much to handle. Let's just try to start with a simple fringe on something like your shoes, your boots, your purse. Here we can see Jennifer Lawrence rocking a very subdued version of the fringe style trend. Now, we're getting into platforms. Platforms is something I personally am obsessed with. I think I always have been, I always will. They're timeless. This is a great piece to invest in from the spring 2022 trends. Why? Because I think you're gonna get some real longevity out of buying platforms. So personally, I have my own pair of Fluvogs. I was actually gonna also buy the amazing Munster heels, which were seen on Madonna and the famous music video Groove is in the Heart. We are seeing many designers dive into this trend on the spring 2022 runway, such as Versace, Sportmax, and Acne Studios. A great thing about platforms is they are comfortable. You're gonna get a little bit of a boost when you're wearing them just to have that different posture that you present without being uncomfortable, without not being able to walk properly. This is important. We are human beings and we need to be able to go about our daily lives. Choosing pieces that we're going to be able to wear and walk in is essential. Another trend for styling is oversized clothing. Now this has come in and out of fashion for an eternity basically, but we've seen it on the runway in 2022, making a predominant appearance on the runway of Valentino this season. Celebrities have also been going around and showing off this oversized clothing look. We've seen Gigi Hadid and Hailey Bieber respectively in this oversized trend. Let's dive in and start talking about my personal favorite part of fashion, color. Yes, let's get into the colors that we are seeing on the spring 2022 runways. I would say for the most part, they're pretty saturated. We have a few exceptions to this rule, but I am seeing kind of an analogous scheme here almost. You remember that from the color video. I'll link it up here as well as in my description. So I think what is really notable is there are a lot of reds, oranges, yellows, and greens. Okay, so it's more than analogous, but I think we can mostly clump it into red, yellow, and green being the hottest trends for super saturated colors. We are seeing a bunch of different shades of green from chartreuse. I actually have never known how to pronounce this word. Chartreuse. Lime, chartreuse, and darker hues are also being seen. We've seen big designers with these colors, such as Stella McCartney, Christian Siriano, and of course, Versace. I do want to take a little time here and explain why I think Versace has such a huge impact on the fashion world right now. Versace does not always have my favorite collections. However, I do believe that Donatella is kind of a genius with her marketing campaign. She always chooses the hottest, trendiest models to get in on her shows, and so the younger generation is more likely to kind of dive into these runways. We have the Hadid sisters, we have Dua Lipa, for goodness sakes, walking the runway to her own music. Genius. We have Emrata, the list goes on, and I think they do have a look for a younger audience, which is going to have more traction because young people do set the trends for us, unfortunately. Or fortunately, a little bit of both. Yellow is also super hot this season with red rising. We have seen the very influential houses of Dior and Chanel jumping in on this color trend, as well as a Moschino. Moschino has some of my favorite looks on their spring 2022 runway, for sure. Red is another one of those super trendy colors this season, my friends. Now, I personally have a lot of red in my wardrobe, so I'm excited to jump on this trend and just use what I already have. I'll show some of the images from different runway shows with red as the predominant color in these pieces. Looking good, folks. For the two final colors, they're not lumped into the same groups, I would say, as the super saturated, vibrant colors that we've been talking about. But it is noted that there is a silver trend popping up. On the Fendi Versace collaboration, Gigi Hadid wore this beautiful two-piece. Anything she wears turns to gold, or silver, I suppose. Gigi Hadid was also seen at Caperni sporting a beautiful silver maxi skirt in tandem with this beautiful burnt sienna color of a crop top that wraps around her perfect body. Lady Gaga was also seen at the SAG Awards wearing a beautiful Armani white and silver spectacle. I am obsessed with this look. I love the cutaway to the silver underneath and the silver accessories and her eyeshadow. It all really ties it together. Beautiful. Lady Gaga, queen. I don't need to say it. I don't need to say it anymore. It's 2022, baby. 2022? The final trendy color that we're gonna be getting into today is lilac. Yes, if you are not as much into these crazy saturated colors, another great look for you to go for in the trends is a lilac. I believe that more pastel colors are gonna have longevity in your closets. Be careful they don't wash you out. Choose pastels that are gonna work with your skin tone. Just try them on first, see how you're feeling. Certain shades are not going to agree with you or pop as well. We've seen it on the likes of Givenchy, Chanel, and Moschino models. All this season, all beautiful pastels. Okie dokie, folks. Now that I think that we've got a pretty good grasp on the trends this season, I'm gonna be doing a little runway show of my own to showcase what I personally have in my closet right now that I can offer to the trends of spring 2022. So please stick around. We're gonna be doing a little wrap up after the runway, and we can conclude this amazing trend talk. Let's be honest, this is the coolest runway I'm ever gonna walk in my life. So here I went for the platform trend of 2022. So you can see with the beautiful shoes that I purchased a couple of weeks ago. And I just paired it so I accessorized the rest with black with this awesome set. I've had it for many years. It's kind of got a little cutaway. And yeah, I love it. It's super easy to accessorize this look with a whole bunch of different platforms if you wanted different colors because it's so neutral. Look number 2. So for this look, I'm mixing a couple of the trends together. I'm going for oversized with my blazer and my pants. Love these pants. Basically this whole look I thrifted too, which is pretty cool. And I have some fringe on these boots. If I zoom in, can you see? Ooh, you can see my black socks, the long. So I think I would wear this to like a more casual going out event in the spring. And you have the option if it gets too warm to take the blazer off. I've never really been super into the oversized look, but I think I'm gonna try it out because this makes me feel very confident. Hopefully I'm doing it justice. Okay. My final look is a color look, and this is my favorite lilac dress, which I've had for years and years. I'm always so happy when I see this color come back forward into trends because I think it's just beautiful. It's one of the pastel colors that doesn't wash me out, I find. I'm also rocking some silver pieces to go in with that color trend as well. So yes, this is look number 3 on Past Present Couture Spring 2022 runway. I just want to do a final thank you to everybody who's watched to the end of this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like this journey, if you want to see more trends for summer, fall, winter. And I also wanted to say, don't feel like you have to fall into trends. Even though they're here for us to look to for inspiration, if you really feel like a trend is not for you, don't buy into it. Don't feel like you have to be on trend all the time. Timeless style is what is going to be the most important in our wardrobes, and I hope you all can find that in your personal style. So, thank you so much again, and until next time, besos.